How about them Gators, baby? Big time W against old Lane Train. The Billy's cooking, boys and girls. What a fantastic game. What a way to close out senior day. What a way to close out the last game at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. I was at home last night sitting in bed and it hit me. That was it. The last game in Ben Hill this year. It goes by so fast every year. It makes you emotional. It really does. I was so just enthused, enthused. I can't even use the right word. Just ecstatic after the win yesterday that I completely forgot and didn't even soak it in when I was leaving. Let's roll that intro, boys and girls. Let's talk about this game yesterday. Let's get after it because, boy, oh boy, we got a lot to go over. Man. I think I was trying to say infused, not enthused. I don't know what's going on. Good morning, happy Sunday to all you beautiful people out there and your beautiful faces. Be sure to smash the like button and subscribe. Wow, what a game. DJ Lagway, 10 for 17, 2 touchdowns and an interception. 1 touchdown, maybe. 2 for 1, I think. Fantastic day. Down goes number 9, Ole Miss to the Florida Gators. Florida Gators are now 6-5. What we're going to talk about is what does this all mean? Talk about Billy Napier, what he's done for this team. We're going to talk about senior day. We're going to talk about how it impacts recruiting. Don't go anywhere. We're going to talk about an important moment that happened at the end of this game. My favorite players from the game, you guys calling in yesterday, all fantastic stuff, but all around, great, complete game. I mean, we always want to find things we want to pick and prod out of, like, Billy should have done this, and Billy should have done that, and we should have had this. Listen, it's football. And I was talking to Stephen Harris about this. We'll talk about this tomorrow on Monday for Champs Corner. It's a game. It's back and forth. There's ebbs and flows. Make mistakes. You do things, but it's how you continue to pursue through that game is what matters. You don't quit. You continue to fight through it. And for 2 weeks in a row now, we have seen this Florida Gator team, more than that, but over the last 2 weeks with the W's, fight through the adversity, fight through the mistakes, right? And overcoming those things. And listen, you got to give credit when credit is due. Napier has talked about this for the last 3 years. He said the adversity these guys are facing right now is going to pay dividends. And I believe in when he said it. And there was times where I go, I don't know, Billy. I am not saying it. After the A&M game, I was not seeing it. And I'll say it out loud, I was not feeling it. I would say about 95% of the Florida fan base was like, hey, we're not seeing anything happen. And then something flipped. A switch was turned on. The UCF game was the first game where it started, but everybody was reserved. The UCF team's not good. I need to see it more than once, right? Then you had Kentucky, Mississippi State, that nobody gave us any credit because those weren't big wins. Tennessee looked promising. You lose your quarterback, running back, face some adversity, dropping in overtime, but you saw some light. You saw some light. The Georgia game comes around, you're feeling it. You're feeling it. Big injury. But you see what I'm saying, right? Since the UCF game, it has been a completely different team and has started to stack progress on top of one another. And it has been massive. And where I get excited because, look, man, this team is extremely young, especially on the defensive side. A lot of it's coming back. Defensive line, going to be some holes to fill. We'll talk about that a little bit. But the fact that these guys are soaking this play calling in, are soaking the defense in, it looks like Armstrong is starting to get his footing. It looks like Armstrong and Will Harris are just 2 peas in a pod. Because look at this. I know we want to give the secondary some crap yesterday, and Jake Crane tweeted it, and we went back and forth a little bit, but the secondary being lost. They were getting smoked early on. I'm keeping a buck with you. But we are down to our 15th cornerback. And then I don't want to hear, well, he should have the depth to go. Nobody has that kind of depth. We, no joke, lost 4 to 5 cornerbacks over the year. And Aaron Gates goes out first, second play of the game, who has been an absolute menace in the backfield. And Kermani didn't play. So how deep or how thin were we really? And again, I'm not making excuses. So just point to the facts of how these things were. These boys stepped up and played out. Did a great job. So these boys get healthy, come back. We'll see what we're able to do. But again, I'm not discrediting that secondary. I'm excited for what's there to come. They made some adjustments. They did some big time things. Bryce Thornton, okay? Number 18, 2 interceptions. Sealing the game, basically. Okay, shout out to Alex Shepard. The guy's an absolute freak with the camera, just capturing photos all over the football field. Go give him a follow on Twitter. He's so fun to watch or see his photos at the end of the game. They're absolutely incredible. It's like cinema. But Bryce Thornton, a lot of people had him as player of the game. I got to give it to C. Banks. 2.5 sacks, absolutely minutes on the line. Jackson Dart, without him being pressured, Bryce doesn't get those 2 picks probably, right? And that's where Jake was saying the front 7 was incredible, and they were. Shout out to Chapman for turning that front 7 around. The edge play has been impeccable. Some would say better than, I don't know, a number 1 that plays for another team. We won't go any further into that. That'll be in another video later on today, so be sure to smash like and subscribe. But yeah, then we take a look at this little chart here, which is just the overall breakdown of the player stats. I mean, look, this was a much healthier game than the LSU game. Remember, they had 40 to 18 minute time of possession. This was 30 to 29, damn near even. And Ole Miss, look, they moved the ball. And this is where people, I think, were getting a little frustrated. It's like, Ole Miss is the number 2 passing offense in the country. They are going to move the ball. Like, how can we sit here? You can't sit here and like, well, yeah, you know, there were some things that we held the number 2 passing offense to 17 points. To 17 points. I think it's the least points they've scored all year. Maybe Kentucky when they lost. I know they scored 28 against LSU. This may be the lowest points they scored all year. You have to give credit and show some love when it is due. The third down efficiency for Florida was impeccable. We found ourselves in a lot of 3rd and 3s, 3rd and 5, 7 and 15. Beginning of the year, we were 1 for 9. 1 for 9. I don't know. I hate that it's coming to an end because we're just starting to find a little bit of a momentum, a little bit of a rhythm, right? Why has it got to end now? That I don't know. And again, shout out to Montreal Johnson. Coming in, obviously been dealing with some injury, had a nasty horse collar tackle that I thought was going to take him out of the game. 18 carries, 107 yards, 6 yards to carry for a touchdown. Little wildcat there. The go-ahead touchdown to put Florida up at the end there after a big pass from DJ Lagway to Shamir DK. And look, here's the thing, boys. This has got everybody fired up on Twitter. You've got a lot of accounts tweeting out saying Florida should be a playoff team. Like, it should be it's not going to happen. But just because, again, how they look right now, with the eye test that Florida's putting on the football field, like, hey, they could sling it. They could go up to with a lot of these teams right now and really be competitive. And I fully believe that. I really do. Hate on me. Get in the comments. Say you're an idiot. I do not care. It's not just me. It's not just me saying this. DJ Lagway, we continue to say this week in and week out. The impact that he makes doesn't always show up on the stat sheet. The amount of babies that he saves does not always show up on the stat sheet, right? And we know that. 10 for 17, 2 touchdowns, an interception, 180 yards. Now let's look. I love Graham. Okay, met his dad yesterday. Incredible human, guy's a man. And to me, this is what DJ brought yesterday. He brought a little Graham Erskine. Managed the game very well. Didn't do anything too crazy. Didn't make any too big mistakes. Made some big throws, right? So we've talked about it. He'll make 10 completions. Mertz probably makes 19, 20, right? More dink and dunks, drives you down the field, and continues to rely on the run game, okay? Lagway did that in his own way yesterday. The D-line was getting a lot of pressure. Look, one of the best D-lines in the country. O-line did what they could. Obviously, he's still injured, so he's half mobile on that regard. So he's doing what he can do. This was a well-managed game by DJ Lagway. Interception was a tip pass. Mertz had plenty of those. Again, I'm not kind of trying to compare the two in the sense that, like, well, I'm just letting you know, like, hey, what I loved about Mertz, Lagway showed that he possessed that yesterday. And that's for the future, so that should excite you because we know the other side of DJ Lagway. We know when Lagway's healthy, that man can sling the rock for 320. You know what I mean? So the fact that we saw another side, oh boy. That's why everyone's getting a little rowdy about this DJ Lagway in the future of the Florida Gators because what you see with this young man as a true freshman, yeah, you see it. You're feeling it right now. You're getting goosies because I am too. The young man is incredible. We've said it since the beginning. He's absolutely incredible. He's unfazed by anything, and you got to love it. We're going to talk about Billy Napier, his future with the Gators, the entire year that he's been through, and how this impacts recruiting because it's massive. But before we do, let's give a shout out to our sponsors, which is Tecovas. I showed up yesterday in the Oshers Tecova boots to the game with cowboy hat. Showing go to the game with cowboy hat, 2-0. 2-0. I may have found something, boys. I may have found something. And if I got to wear my Oshers Tecovas every single time, I will do it. I will do what I need to do for the boys. Okay? I will dial it in. Check out Taco's, boys and girls. Fantastic handcrafted leather cowboy boots. These bad boys, I love these things to death, like I just said. Looking fresh to death yesterday. Wife loves them. I love them. When you put them on for the very first time, it's like you didn't wear them for the last 15, 20 years. They are absolutely fantastic, and I say this every time because I believe it within my soul. You need to go to a store. If you got one within an hour from you, go see it. Go in there, experience it. It is an experience. It's like a Disney park for grown men and women if you like yourself some boots. Get in there, get some booze, get some bourbon, some beer, smell the leather, touch it. Fantastic wallets, pants, cowboy hats, try on some boots. See what you're liking, see what looks good, see what feels good. They all feel good, but what looks good on you, okay? And then after that, head to tecovas.com/Hightop to get 10% off when you sign up for text and emails when you sign in. So be sure to check those bad boys out. Point your toes west. Again, that's Tecovas, tecovas.com/Hightop to get 10% off when you sign up for emails and texts. Boys and girls, these things are absolutely fantastic. We love being partnered with them because we're making you all look sexier for this holiday season. So let's talk about this young man right here. Oh boy. I posted a video of him yesterday on my Twitter and of him getting emotional, talking about the seniors, talking about this team. And listen, I've been critical. And some people want to come on here and say, you've hated on Billy. Listen, after the A&M game, 1,000%. And look, I believe this to the core of my soul, okay? I say this all the time. And us on the show here, the boys, Harris, Cowboy Ty, Cody, David, y'all see us. We hold each other accountable. If you got a bad take, cold take, you're going to hear about it. And I think having good friends who hold you accountable is what's important. And after the A&M game, there needed to be some accountability for Billy Napier. Hate it or love it, but there needed to be some accountability. Like, hey, this is we need to figure this thing out. And no joke, after that A&M game, when there was some uproar, we had Jarvis Moss on the show. We're like, what is happening? Because we know the talent's there. We know that the scheme is there. What are we doing? What's going on? Like, you got to go if you can't figure it out. That's the name of the game. So my head was there. Don't disregard it. And I don't disregret it. I don't regret where I was. I believe you have to be accountable. But to say, I mean, your boy's locked in. Okay? The 2-minute little speech here, I can't play because ESPN. But he talked about how much he loves his team, the passion they have, the love they have, the love he has for them. And I tweeted this. I'm going to die on Billy's Hill. Seeing the emotion and the love for these boys today is why we love college ball. They are playing for the logo and, most importantly, for each other. And in a time, in an era of college football where we get upset, we complain because of the NIL, and it's taken away from what college football was, which is you play to be a Gator. You come out here and you play 4 quarters hard as you possibly can because you're not getting paid anything, so it's the opportunity to sell yourself to go get an NFL contract. And some may never get an NFL contract, but just love playing for the Gator, playing for the logo. And that is what we had in the early 2000s and for all of college football. And we've gotten away from that a little bit. And some teams thrive off of that. They go after guys that are individuals and play for the name on their back and not the name on the front of their jersey, and that's okay. I'm not hating on that. But you and I both know as fans, we love what we're seeing. And we love it. We've talked about it. The boys are playing hard. They play for each other. And it wasn't turning into W's, and that's very frustrating. And we talked about that on this show. But I kept saying, I go, as much as we want to be pissed off, these guys have not quit. And I said it. They're like brainwashed in the sense that, hey, we are better than what we're seeing right now. And it is finally paying off. And something like this, it takes time to build. But once it is built, it's like a tower. It's like a cement block tower. It's harder to take down. And this is what Alabama did. We talked about this weeks ago with a story about Nick Saban and Amari Cooper. About Amari Cooper coming back like 8 years after. And then kind of calling out one of the wide receivers like, hey, that's not how we act. Right? That is something that is instilled way back when. And once you instill that culture, you've got something. And we've talked about it not having culture for quite some time. Quite some time. These boys are playing hard. They're hitting hard. They're getting ugly. They're exploding out of their hips on their line. Swim moves left and right. They're playing with the love of this logo right here. And that's what I want more than anything else. And that's what has me fired up. And Billy Napier has brought that back. As much as y'all want to hate and say that I'm crazy, proof's in the pudding, baby. Proof's in the pudding. What do you want me to do, boys? I'm down the hill. It is what it is. And I'll sit here. I know some of you may not be brought back in. That's fine. We'll wait for you. Okay? We'll wait for you. But my man's rocking the orange and blue. This had me emotional. Caleb Banks into the game. I hope he comes back. But, he has been incredible this year. I imagine his stock went through the roof. But you got to argue, too, hey, he comes back for another year. Could he amplify himself to a first rounder? I don't know. I really don't. But if I had to guess, he's probably gone just based on these emotions, which hurts my feelings really bad. I thought we were just going to be losing Cam, not both of them, because he has another year of eligibility left. So, but I love this. And again, this is, you're playing for something bigger. Again, a transfer from Louisville, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. There's a transfer, guys, from the portal. Okay? Let's not forget that. Now, let's talk about recruiting for a little bit before we wrap this bad boy up. This was after the pick at the end of the game. The entire team rushes over to the recruiting section. Remind you, they had a lot of top recruits. Some didn't show up, and people were in shambles about that. Solomon Thomas, 5-star offensive tackle, did not show up. He went to LSU. Good riddance. Go watch Vandy versus LSU. That's cute. See ya. Doesn't mean it's over. I don't understand that part of it, too. Just because he didn't visit doesn't mean he doesn't want to come here. Maybe he's seen enough. He wants to go check something else. Dallas Wilson didn't visit either. Again, doesn't mean he won't come here. Just maybe want to go see something else. Who knows? Obviously, you like to have those guys in to be a part of this because it helps, I would say, build that emotion. But I love this because, again, this is what we're playing for right here, boys. That's what that is. They understand what's going on. They understand the future that's in play here. We got to go get these guys bought in. We're playing for us. We're playing for this. And we're playing for you boys to come be a part of this. Let's go get it. And Real Heisman, well connected with the program. We talked about this tweet on Sunday, I believe, or Saturday of last week. He tweeted out same little emojis. Just one, though. Terrell Jones committed. Okay? He tweeted this last night. I don't know what it means. I just read tea leaves like you, the rest of us do. Okay? And I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying we're going to go out there and land 19 5-stars. I'm just saying, when this happened last time, y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm just putting 1 and 2 together to equal 3. Okay? That's all that I'm doing. Boys and girls, winning fixes everything. We've been saying it. And, man, I can't tell you. I told the wife, I go, man, it's just football, but it's bigger than that because we have this show. I love coming on here. I love being ecstatic. I can't play that. Losing's not good for me. I'm the optimistic guy. I'm the Kool-Aid guy, the Disney Gator, rightfully so. I love to be pumped. I love to be excited about what's to come. And I can't tell you, I haven't been more excited for an offseason in my entire life. I think there's going to be some moves, and I'm excited to see how we can turn this page. And I'm not ready for it to end, but I know that's the next step to get where we need to go. And so excited to see how signing day, which is next Wednesday or 2 Wednesdays from now. That's going to be wild. We'll be live all day for that. Then you got the portal. I really hope these boys lock it in and dial it in and just give us some more lies to talk about going into this next season. I know it's not over. We got FSU. Can't look past FSU. Still a rivalry game is what it is. 7:30 kickoff Saturday night at Doak. Got to go in there and handle business. Got to go in there and do our thing. Glad our boys stayed healthy. Hopefully Aaron Gates is good. I think it might be pretty serious, but we'll know more about that later on. But the rest of the guys stepped up. But you guys be good. Have a happy Sunday. Keep your eyes and ears peeled. Could we have a commit today? I have another video dropping on this Princely situation where he was attacking fans. Maddening. Craziness. I love y'all. Smash the like button, subscribe. We just surpassed 23,000 subs like a couple days ago, which is absolutely incredible. Beyond blessed to be able to do this, talking to this mic. You guys appreciate it. You guys show love, saying hi yesterday, taking photos, messaging, calling in. I can't express to you how cool it is. I really can't. It's absolutely incredible. I cherish this each time that I hop onto the mic because you never know when it could all end. Appreciate it, boys and girls. I love y'all. Be good. Peace and love, baby.